So it's our pleasure to be joined by, two amazing CEOs that I had the, absolute pleasure of working with. We have Billal Sidiq, who's the CEO of Flatbreads Queen Inc, based in California, and also Fred Parklow, the CEO of Stat Stacking. And without further ado, I want to hand the baton to Billal. And really, Billal, thanks a lot. You've been in the fancy food show in New York City, and he took the time for us to, get to a quiet place and actually be able to give the talk. So Billal, take it away.
Yeah, thank you, Vish. And I just want to start out by saying, it's been a pleasure working with Power Central. But before I get into talking about Power Central and how we've implemented ERP and the new and fun things that we're doing with AI, first I wanted to talk about a little bit kind of what Vish was kind of talking about. We're at food manufacturer, Bolani Flatbread Queen. We produce flatbreads, sauces, breads with filling, so sandwiches. So we make a chicken tikka, we do a spinach, a potato. And we started in farmers markets and we grew, a couple $1 million a year in sales. It was a nice small business. And then as we started to go into retail and club and we started to climb past the $10 million mark, really using Excel and trying to identify cost accounting and margins and inventory control, which is really just counting up batch sheets and trying to calculate with a calculator of how many batches we need for the following week and trying to get materials within 3 days. Life started to become very difficult, and we understood that we needed a system to grow the company because that's primarily people have, when they get to that stage, they have gone to ERPs. But unfortunately, what they don't tell you is that it's not so easy. You just sign up with an ERP and in a couple of months, you're just rolling. So we went through the traditional route of looking through the NetSuites and other type of applications of ERP. And really, they were very expensive. They were in the $250,000 range for a company our size. That's a hefty sum to take on. And we found Fishbowl, which was, like Vish said, $85,000 to $100,000. And we thought, oh, this is a good medium range. It's not the lowest, it's not the highest, and we'll be able to do it. So as we started into that, we started to realize what most people figure out, it's not just about the ERP, but it's about the implementation of the ERP and getting people to follow it and changing. It will really change the structure of your business like it is doing mine every day now. And when we worked with Fishbowl, they gave us the training. They said we did not need any live training. We could just do everything remotely. We could meet for weeks. And we did that for about, I would say about six weeks. And after that, we can deploy the system. And if we really needed, we could pay for $3,000 for a guy to come out for 3 days and train people. And that should be the final step if needed. Well, quickly, we did not get anything because it was not making sense. It was not being implemented. It was a variation of processes in the company that just could not implement the ERP that Fishbowl was asking. And two, we started to see gaps in their system overall. So just trying to figure out traceability and other things like that. And they really didn't have tailored answers for us. They were kind of vague and, it could work if you do this and that, but no real solutions. Especially every company is its own, mountain. It has its own ridges, its own peaks, its own valleys. So you really, using a one shoe to fit that is really difficult. And you need someone to give you the knowledge of how we can tackle the challenges that are particular to Bolani, our company. And we just were not getting any results. And about a year passed by and still no implementation, but we're still paying monthly. And that's about the time that I met Vish at IDDBA. And this is a side note because I think every great company is defined by their values and also their core leadership. And when I met Vish, I saw a person who had big ambitions, a lot of desire, and he was annoying. He just would not let me go. You know, he was constantly on top of me. And I'll be honest with you, I loved it. I never told him at the time because he was really annoying me, and I was trying to sell the Costco and Whole Foods at IDDBA. But inside, I was really, impressed by that, because you don't really see that, especially in today. People who are really relentless at trying to achieve something. And I didn't just see a relentless that you might see in an investor or another CPG brand or something. I saw a relentless that he was really trying to understand my problems, make it his problems, and solve it. And from that moment, I thought, okay, let's see if this can work. And we started the conversations, but I wasn't fully ready to commit, because you can imagine I had just been burned through Fishbowl, a year of time. I hired people just to do this inventory control. It's a lot of investment, and I was not seeing any results. So I said, let's try this. And as me and Vish started to work together with Power Central, he right off the bat, showed me that he is a person that can help us to solve the problems that fit Bolani again, because I think that's what it really comes down to. And he started to come up with ideas, and we started to roll. But really, like any program, Vish, and one of the things that made Power Central separate is the team that he's put together. And, when Alan came in and we started working, I didn't know what to expect. I'm going to get executive coaching, like we run this plan, how's it going to work? But really, Alan's approach was not only thoughtful, but he was also strong when he needed to be. He also, he gave us the tools that even in the moment we didn't understand, but a week of doing the exercises that he was asking us, like meeting weekly, going over the performance, we started to see the departments take ownership. And by taking ownership, they wanted to improve. And the only way to really improve was to implement the system. And not only implement the system, but get better at the system. And as we started to see that, we all at Bolani started to see the results, and we are excited. We've gotten to the final stages of the implementation, and now we're actually starting to schedule production through it, which has been an amazing. And then, I've talked to Vish about AI, and we've already started to do some really, really cool stuff that honestly, when I share with other people in this space, they're just amazed that, Power Central is not just an ERP system, but Power Central, if you want to scale from 10 to 100 million, this is the system that you need, because this system will grow with you. And it's its willingness and customizability to really fit us. And their approach, I really believe, Vish brought up, Bolani does 7 road shows nonstop in 7 states in America, from the Northeast to the Pacific Northwest to San Diego. And it cost me a lot of money, because Costco, I feed a lot of people, and I do over 60 farmers markets. But it's really that hand to hand of constantly sampling to people that I will build generations of customers. And I really believe that about Power Central, the touch and the ability they have had to not only implement, but put the team, but honestly, and this is no fluff, make the company stronger, like tremendously, is really worth more than any monetary money I could give them, to be honest. So, yeah.
Absolutely, Bilal. Really appreciate it, especially just to see your team grow from where they were really struggling on a Friday to order things on a Monday to really take ownership like 1 or 2 weeks ahead of time and really see through that change. I think it's just been absolutely amazing just in the last couple of months.
Yes. And honestly, like I said, it's not just, I can tell you about the traceability we've gained. I can tell you about the, margins that we're starting to see. I just did costing through the system for the first time, and it's just amazing to see it all on the paper, which is great. But really, it's the mentorship. Alan, he might not know this, but the couple of weeks that I spent with him and the time that we've talked to him, he's really changed the way, not just me, but my operation manager, my QA, we all start thinking about the company, meeting every day, communicating more. And it's taken away a lot of headaches, because when we talk to each other, we go, oh, you have the film problem. Oh, this is why that's happening. Oh, let's fix this,
Anyhow, so this is just last month at IDBA, and Bilal actually had our poster. That is our poster that he had in his booth. And pretty much I fired all the salespeople we had. And now we just have executive coaches that help through the implementation process that really have been on the floor. And Robbie will go through it in a little bit, but essentially what we were doing is we were just, really asking a couple of, selective questions or qualifying questions, and then we just took them to Bolani to have them speak to Bilal, and Bilal will make the pitch, right? So that was really amazing, right? And Robbie will go into it a little bit in the next meeting.
So we do all the prospect meetings where Bolani is doing their roadshow.
Yeah,
Just like have them meet.
yeah, absolutely. And it's just the amount of there's no amount of money we could spend on marketing to basically get that level of support from a customer. Like, when do you ever see an Oracle poster or a Fishbowl poster in a customer's booth, right? It just never happened. And that's very unique. And when prospects see that, they're like, oh my God, how good are you, right?
Yeah, because your system is legit and the way you're implementing it is legit, and it's actually improving the customer, not just I don't want to say scam, but not just stringing him on just to get his monthly fee and his processing fee, and then he's just number 57. You guys really do something that really works, and the company improves, and that's why I'm so impressed by it. And Vish didn't pay me that. That's the honest truth. It's the same way when I sample in a Costco, I can tell everyone this has 25 grams of protein, spinach, blah blah blah. But end of the day, when I give them that sample and they eat it and it tastes delicious, they go, "Oh, give me that. Whatever that is, it's 3 sauces and a bread. Give it to me."
Awesome. All right. Thanks a lot, Bilal. Really appreciate it.
No problem, Vish.